Hello and welcome to Superpower Broadcasting. I'm Kevin Castley. Thanks for tuning in. China, Communist China, has the world's largest navy. This is a big problem. And it goes to show that this is a country that has global ambitions in terms of its desire for domination. You often hear that China doesn't want aggression with the world, that China is simply a defensive power. And you'll see evidence such as how they have a minimum deterrence in terms of their nuclear arsenal, but that's changing too. You're going to see in time as their economy grows and they expand their influence throughout the world that they will increase their nuclear arsenal as well and eventually catch up or exceed the United States. They want to take over Eurasia and eventually the world. Communist China having the largest navy in the world is a massive problem. Does it mean they have the best navy? No. America has the best navy. It's not simply a matter of size, but it does tell you something that their ambitions are definitely greater than simply defensive measures. They have basically naval control over their near Pacific region, and that's a big problem. That's a big problem. Unless the U.S. sends a lot of carrier groups over there, they could control a lot of the waterways. You often hear the example brought up, or you'll see the memes that America spends almost 3 times what China spends on the military. And that's true. But what it ignores is that the United States has to spend that money in covering all the world's oceans. Communist China right now only has to spend what they spend to exert influence in their own neck of the woods. And that means that even though the US is the number one superpower, they don't have total global naval supremacy right now. And it's very important for all NATO countries to start getting serious and spending a lot on defense. Right now, Canada barely spends over 1%. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. We should be spending at a minimum 2% by NATO standards. But if I was in charge, we would be spending 6 to 8%. I think that Reagan spending between 6 and 8% in the last Cold War made a lot of sense. And it's evidenced by the fact that it worked and the United States won. But what we need to remember is that we're in 2 Cold Wars. We also have to deal with the Russians. Now, in Canada, this is a big problem because they're trying to take control of the Arctic waterways. And that's going to become increasingly strategically important as the ice melts. And we want control of that. And unfortunately, we're sitting doing nothing in Canada, and even the United States is barely increasing their navy. It's becoming an embarrassment. And we're at a point now where even in the United States, which is known for its military spending, almost every aspect is short on maintenance. There's a huge problem in terms of getting repairs done properly. In Canada, it's a joke. I mean, I'm not going to go to the army or anything right now, but just in terms of what we have to deal with here, the Canadian Navy lacks a lot of resources. There are great people that work in the Canadian Navy, but they don't have the resources and the funding necessary to do their job properly. And this is a big problem. And this is a problem for all Western countries, but specifically Pacific Western countries. So I'm talking Canada, I'm talking America, I'm talking Australia, I'm talking New Zealand. New Zealand is becoming a puppet state of China, and that's embarrassing. Australia is standing up. Unfortunately, Canada is going in the New Zealand direction with Trudeau. Captain Blackface, hashtag Trader Trudeau. He's cozy, he admires the CCP, he's cozy with them. It's complete and total disgrace. But we don't have that much time because Communist China keeps on building up what they have. And they've got 2 aircraft carriers now. A decade ago, they had none. That's a problem. They're trying to pass the United States in aircraft carriers eventually. And what we need to understand is that in the event that a war breaks out, they'll actually have dominance over the Western Pacific. That's a problem. So before anybody tells you, oh, well, America spends more on defense, yeah, that's spread out over the world. And it should be, it has to be, right? But you also have to be able to keep China in check. You have to keep Russia in check. You have to keep China in check. You have to deal with Iran, deal with North Korea. And it's something where this can't all just fall to the United States. This is something where Canada, the UK, Australia, well, they're already getting it together, but I'm talking all these Western countries, South Korea. We all need to step it up. We actually need to increase defense spending a lot, and specifically naval spending, especially considering the fact that China is going to be the main enemy going into the second half of this century. It's not like this was a shock. It'd been known for a while that this was eventually going to happen. I mean, they passed the United States last year in terms of naval size. Now, like I said, size is not the determinant of naval power, but it is important, and it does show you their intentions, that they're not simply all about just defending their coastline. No, they have. This is not a littoral defense crew. This is specifically with the intent to project power abroad. They're bringing online destroyers at about a 4 times rate compared to the United States. That's a big problem. And yet we still have people, despite all this, we still have people here in America and Canada and the UK that will say that, well, who cares? It's just their country, man. Well, no, what do you think they're building up this huge navy for? You think it's to protect their waters? No, no, it's for they're building a blue water navy, a huge blue water navy for power projection capabilities. They want to be able to bully all the countries of Southern Eurasia, Africa, and eventually the world. And so far, they've been doing a pretty good job of it economically. And now they're trying to back it up with military muscle. So they are the enemy. This is a Cold War, and we need to get serious and counter them. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. If you want to support what I do, you can check me out over on Ko-Fi, PayPal, as well as Patreon. Have a good one, everybody, and stay based.